Okay, let's get started. So, in today's episode, we will discuss more about my journey from a service-based company to a product-based company, how I make through all the process, and also I'll share the insight from my journey, so that will help you in creating your own roadmap. If you have any queries, you can put down in Q&A section or on the chat window. At the end of the session, we'll take all your question and try to resolve as many as question as possible in the given time frame. So let's start it. Before I move ahead, I want to introduce to you about myself. I'm Ravi Raj Singh. Currently, I'm working as a software engineering 3 at Google, uh, working with a product called YouTube. So I work on the product like YouTube Shorts, YouTube Shopping, making video e-commerce on YouTube, adapting with the new recommendations system on YouTube Shorts. I stayed there for like three, it's going to be 2.5 years. And before that, I was working at Amazon as SD2. There I stayed for 3 years. For your knowledge, I have cracked 4 out of 5 bank companies. I have cracked Meta, Apple, Amazon, and Google. I haven't got the chance from Netflix. Uh, you can validate all this information on my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to reach out to me on the LinkedIn. So this is my short informations. Uh, will focus on my journey ahead. So I have done my BTech from a tier 3 college, which is based out of UP, Uttar Pradesh. It's a KNIT, Kamala Nehru Institute of Technology. It's the tier 3 college. And like, of course, you need to fail on IIT, JEE Mains, and then you do not perform very good in the state level engineering examination. Then you reach to this type of college. It's a government college, but placement as well as job opportunity were quite limited at that time. We used to like only two companies used to visit my campus. One was TCS, and another was Global Logic. Both were service sector company. Um, so I'll talk more about this in my journey. So in like I joined college in 2014 as a fresher, like first year 2014, and I stayed there till 2018. Sorry. So first of my software engineering experience was in June of 2016 when I got the chance uh, uh, of taking internship at Geo. So this opportunity I got through the referral. One of my senior was selected in Geo, so he helped me in getting the opportunity at Geo. So that's how I entered it, and that was the first time I started coding because there was no culture of coding in my campus. So and I was completely new to computer science. I even do not understand what does language means. Before that, language means Hindi English to me, not computer language. So this was the first time I get the experience where I have to code. After 2016, in 2017, I got an employment opportunity with this was a paid internship and not a paid assignment, which we want to build and share with the TCS employees who will generally give us marks on the basis of our work in that product. So this was in my second internship, which was my first job opportunity, which was Global Logic. Global Logic at that time used to pay around 4.52 lakhs per annum, which was like quite good than TCS. TCS used to pay around 3.25 lakh per annum at that time. So I was able to crack through this interview. Interview was not hard, like same like service based company, general knowledge, aptitude, and some computer science basic with some coding skills that works. So this is how I came into the Global Logic. In Global Logic, I got a good company of people who are more into problem solving, who are more into system design and everything. So they helped me out to prepare for the interview. And in from July 2018 to October 2019, I was able to crack multiple opportunities. I was able to crack Paytm, Nagaro, and a couple of other companies. And at last, I joined Amazon. So Amazon reached out to me in middle. Like I resigned from Global Logic. I was having a offer letter from Paytm. I was going to join Paytm, And in between, Amazon came and asked me that if you want to give a try to Amazon interview process. I said yes, and this interview took place at Gurgaon campus of Amazon, and this was pre-COVID time, so it was a face-to-face interview. And I'll talk about more about how interview went there. So yeah, this is how I went to Amazon. I joined Amazon in October 2019. I stayed there for two 2 years 8 months, and in January of 2022 I got the opportunity to get interview from the Meta. I was able to crack it, and we were so this was for the London office. And we were figuring out visa things. In between, Google arrives that they want to give a try Google interview, and I said okay, I can try it. And I give the interview. I was able to crack it. I think it was because I was very prepared for the Meta interview, so it was easy for me to crack the Google interview. So this is how I end up at Google in July 2022, and I'm still continuing my work at Google. So this was my journey. If you have any question, of course, feel free to drop into Q&A section or into the chat window. We'll take it at the end of the session. Now moving to the next part, like we'll focus more on like high level roles. First of all, we have to understand uh, what is our competency and where we lie in terms of year of experience. I'm good for good fit for SD1 or SD2 or SD3. Let's talk about those things and what are the interview process for every level. So most of the people here must be less than 8 years of experience. If you are more than 8 years of experience, we can talk about it. But I'm just covering it for the SD1 and SD2. If you are a fresher or less than 3 years of experience, you are suitable for a fresher role, which is an SD1 role. Of course, there is a role for college graduate who are currently in college, which is interns role. But like the process remains the same, high level, but yeah, that's a different level altogether. So SD1, you will face four round of interview. All will be DSA problem solving, and there will be one round for managerial or behavioral round. So three DSA problem solving and one managerial round, behavioral round, which is generally tested to find out whether you are the right fit for the company or not. SD2, 3 to 6 year of experience. Sometimes some companies also go to 8 year of experience. You will be having two problem solving round, one system design round. It could be HLD, LLD, or data model design, anything. Uh, and there will be one behavioral round. Behavioral round remains same. System design is something which comes new into in SD2 level, which we will talk about later in the our presentation. Problem solving, the problem solving things change from SD1 to SD2. At SD2, you will face much more ambiguous problem. You have to clarify all the requirement. You have to design a production ready code. So there is much more thing which come to SD2 plate, which is not checked as SD1. So as an SD1, you write a code which is working, is good. As an SD2, you have to write a code which is working, which is optimal, and which should follow the right coding practices. So this is HD2. HD3 is more like leadership plus software development skill. So you will always have a problem solving round, which could be one round, and you could be asked to do a code review, or either you can choose between coding solving coding problem or getting a code review round. And there will be a system design round. There could be multiple system design round, and there could be multiple leadership round. For example, there could be system design round with an SD3, which with a principal engineer or with a product manager, as well as there could be multiple leadership round with director of the company, senior management, and everything. So these things happen as SD3. As you grow it to the SD3 level, this number of interviews maybe quite high. Maybe 6 7 round you can face, but ideally I've seen 4 rounds are more than enough. Now moving to the another thing is that the one of the struggle which people face is how to get the offer. How to how if I am applying for a job, what should I take care of so that I get the call from the company. This is one of the problem because most of us, like most of you guys, are not able to get the call from the company you are applying. And there, what is the deciding factor is your resume. So how to build a right resume? Uh, First of all, you have to find out the right openings on which you are applying for the role for your job application. The role should meet your skill set, and whatever you are claiming into your resume should meet the expectation. For example, there is an opening which is saying that you need a particular skill set for particular area of experience. Somewhere in your resume it should come explicit that you have that skill set and you have worked on those technologies for that many years. When you are applying for big tech companies like Google or Meta or Amazon, you will find two sections in the job opening. One is preferred section and one is minimum qualification. Minimum qualification, every person who is applying for the role should match that minimum qualification. The chances of you getting a call if you do not match the role is quite limited. Probably you will never get a call if your skill set does not meet the minimum qualification defined in the job opening. What about preferred qualification? Try to have your overlap of your resume to the preferred qualification. As much as your resume overlap over the preferred qualification, chances of you getting a call is high. So it's not about making the right resume. It should be like that. The job description and the resume should align on that. Second thing, which is very necessary for a person who is applying for SD1, is having a good project in their resume. Like software company do not only hire a person who know the coding, but they want to understand have that person done a real software development in any of their project in previous companies or in college. So try to make some projects which shows real skill set. Try Do not like copy a dummy GitHub repository, create your things. Do not create a mock website. Just make something which works and any person can see and go through it. So good resume will increase your chance in a long run. Okay. Use ATS tool. So basically, what really happen is that most of us make mistake while framing sentence or while thinking about what should we mention. So these ATS tools really help you in identifying what are the things you miss in your resume. And this will if you make a great resume, it is chance that you will go through the ATS elimination. So most of the company, what they do is that they have these ATS tools that read from your uh, resume, identify you are the right candidate for the role or not, and if you are not, they will just dump down your resume. Your resume will never get reviewed by anyone. So that is all about resume. So resume is your first image in the company or in the eye of person whom you are asking for referral, whom you are asking for a job, or wherever you are applying for. Now the second thing is that how to get an interview call. Basically, you have to bring your resume, send your resume to the right people, right candidate, or right company. So how you will make it? First of all, build your LinkedIn profile, build your network who can help you, build a network that really works for you. Okay. How what does it means really works for you? So if you reach out to a recruiter, the chances of you getting a interview call, is quite high than reaching out to the software engineer. Those software engineer can only give you a referral, but a recruiter can come with an opportunity that they have and offer to you. And in fact, one of my friend who was working in TCS he got offered from my campus, and then he was working with TCS Chennai, and he got like he cold mailed a recruiter, and he talked to him like 3 6 months after the cold mail, and somehow he was able to crack that interview and he was able to join it. So always build a direct connection with recruiter, hiring manager, HRs, and prefer than SDs. Cold email really works. You have to be very patient with it. Like you have to send, like you will send say 100 of the message, only 10 or 20 will get respond, and from 10 or 20 you will get one or two interviews. So you have to put much effort there. But of course, cold emails works. Build promising resume. We have talked about building resume in our previous slide of good project, highlighting your real skill set. Your real skill set should match with uh, whatever the job description, their preferred section, their minimal qualification things. uh, Having a good project on your resume, we have talked about it. We have a different session for where we talked about how to build a good project, how you will decide whether the project is good or not, things like that. Third, last thing is to get a mentor. Okay, most of us are stuck in a way so that we are not able to like move it to the next step. Either we are stuck in a way that we are not able to build a good resume, or we have a good resume, we are not getting a call, or even if we are getting call, we are getting rejected. So at some point you have to find out, okay, you need someone who has figured out all those things in his career and take advice from it. So it's better to reach out to them, ask them for their help, identify the shortcomings, try to fill those gaps, and then apply for it. It's if you put multiple hours identifying those things, of course you are killing your time, and the output could not be the same. Okay, so prefer to get some help from some people who can really help you in growing up and really help you in filling those gaps. Okay, now moving to my journey, like I'll share what was my interview experience, whether it was Amazon, whether it was Google. I'll try to give you the real instance what really happened and how it happened. So how interview experience at Amazon worked out like that. On It was a Friday when I got a call from Amazon that okay, they want to interview for me on Monday on Tuesday. If Monday it was not possible, they will extend it to the Tuesday, and this was on a Friday. And I said yes to it because I was already having an offer, so I was not like thinking of okay, if I will lose those opportunity, what will really happen. So I said yes. I got a link for online assessment that night only, and I was able to go through that round. It was a 90 minutes round, uh, and there was a 30-minute, I think, additional for behavioral questions. So in 90 minutes, I think we have to solve two problems, which were medium or medium hard level. These all problems were available on the lead code, so I was able to know, like I know that this was a question and how to solve it optimally. These were the good question, good medium type of question. I was able to solve it. I got the invitation where Amazon was managing my move. Like I was staying at the time, I was staying in Noida. I have to go to Gurgaon. Amazon was providing me travel thing, fooding, and everything for that day. In early morning, I got a cab from Amazon. I took that and I reached Amazon Gurgaon office. I think 9 and 10 a.m. And then interview process started. I got the first round was a data structure and algorithm, which was taken by SD2, who was having around 4 5 year of experience. True problem solving, priority queue, and BFS. I still remember the BFS question was of rotten orange. That was a pretty standard question. I have to code it out, and it was like it was good. Like after the interview of the first round, I was confident. Okay, I will be able to make through the first round. Second DSA round was on ad hoc problem, map, and easy review. So I in this round, I was asked multiple question. One more thing, at Amazon, every round will have a behavioral question where they will ask something about your ownership, something about your leadership, or something like that question. And this are blend with your DSA question. So basically, they will ask your question. You will explain all the way you can solve this problem. Try to find out alignment on the optimal problem solution, and then code it up, and then give a try run. So, and then after they will ask us some behavioral question. This was a common pattern in Amazon in every round. In second round also, this was a three problem DSA type, and I was able to solve it. Hiring manager asked third round as a hiring manager, like he asked me few questions from my like previous company projects. I was able to explain him, and then he asked a small problem solving question, which was quite easy. The only take was that I have to write a production ready code. Means I have to do input validation and throw exception and everything like that. So that was my third round, and fourth round was bar raise round. So like at Amazon, there's a bar raise round where a person like that the person who generally bar raiser are the people have taken a lot more interview for Amazon. So it was like a one ad hoc problem, and then they asked some question on operating system because like at that time I was having less than 1 year of experience at I think at my previous company. So this was a question like what was semaphore, why semaphore is used, what how you will implement semaphore. No implementation at all, but they asked a lot of question on that thing. And after like I think 2 weeks, I was given that you were able to crack the interview, and we are proceeding with the offer letters. And after that 1 week, they give me the offer. This was my interview experience at Amazon. So for as if you want to crack SD1 interview at any main company, you need to know DSA, nothing else, except one fact that you need to have a good project, you need to have a good resume to get a call. Conversion of call is something which is dependent on DSA skill. One more thing, in a bar raiser or behavioral round, they will ask you a previous project. If you have some if you have created any project, and put it down in your resume, or if you have experience, they will ask previous problem you have solved in your company. So keep in mind, if you are putting something in your resume, you should know about it. So moving to how I will learn a DSA. The common thing which I assume is that everyone here should know any programming language. If you do not know any programming language, invest 30 to 40 days. You can learn any language. It is not hard, just you need to put the effort. Nothing more than that. Moving to what we need to do for the SD1 interview at big tech companies. You need to learn DSA, do problem solving. So lead code is a tool, is a platform where you can do a lot of problem solving. So try to do as many as problem solving as you can. And when you are going for the interview, try to solve company specific problem. So there are flavors of the question which is asked by a company in different interview. For example, Google will ask different type of question, Meta will ask different type of question, and Apple will ask different type of question. So you will only understand which type of question will be asked in a particular company by solving it. So at if you're going for say next week to interview at Amazon, start solving all the interview question asked in the Amazon. And last, practice mock interview. It is very important to practice mock interview, because what really happens when we do lead coding is that we never try to speak up and explain our solution. We never get a chance to do it. But in a real interview, you have to explain while coding, while understanding and solving that problem in your brain, and explaining why you are doing it. And every time, recruiter will try to understand why you are approaching a problem in this way, why not in a different way. So he will be behind you, understand what you are thinking, what you are trying to solve. And yeah, so this is the this is the strategy to learn about mostly DSA. So DSA, learn any language, choose any language, any purpose language. General purpose language is either language like C++, Java, Python, JavaScript. You can do anything in a general purpose language. So that is how general purpose language is defined. Choose any general purpose language. If you do not know anything, start with Python because it is easy. Learn DSA, do problem solving, solve as many as type of problem as you can. Lead code is an open tool, you can use it anyhow. So that really works. And practice mock interview uh, before going to the interview. Okay, moving to my Google interview experience. So at Google, this was for C3 role. So there was a phone screening round which was of 45 minutes. In phone screening round, the interviewer only wants to know that if you are given a chance to the main interview, you will be able to perform optimally. So in phone screening round, the pattern will be that interview will come, you will have a short introduction, they will pitch a question, you will solve it. At the end, you will get the chance to ask any question which you have to the interviewer, which could be from for question on company culture, company product, or work life at Google, anything like that. In qualifying round, questions are like medium hard questions, which anyone who has coding experience can solve it. After that, you can start with the main interview round. One more thing, you can ask for the time, if you are preparing for Google or Amazon, they are very happy to give you time to prepare for the interview. So take your time. Interview round, first round was DSA. So Google has a flavor of Google generally asks two flavor of question. One is that they will ask a easy problem, and then they build a level by level hardness. So what the first problem will be easy, then there will be follow up and follow up, and the follow up will increase the hardness of the thing. If you are able to cross 2 to 3 follow up, they consider you as a good candidate for the role. So first round was for DSA problem solving, and it was DP hard. It was quite a hard problem. And coding, if coding standard of Google is quite higher than other companies, so it was expected that Google will ask harder question. In second round, I was asked DSA with LLD. So question was again a DSA question which I have to solve optimally, but I have to ensure that I will take care of low level design things. So you must have heard solid principle. So you have to take care of solid principle things while coding. So you have to make a code modular, you have to make a code like you have to use design patterns like builder pattern, and there are many patterns which you can use depending upon the code. Third round was googliness round. Googliness round is mostly like handle like behavioral round. uh, you will not be asked any coding question. They will ask about behavioral thing, like given a situation, how you have behaved in the past, what was the challenges previously, and things like that. And in round fourth is the HLD round. HLD round is the round where you have to design a system. This is system design, where you have to design a system, and you have to build a product and show them that whatever the requirement interviewer is stating, that system can solve. So this was whole interview experience. This was the online round. This happens during COVID, like offset of the COVID. uh, and then like how you can crack sweet 3 role at Google. One thing is DSA, second thing is system design. Okay, so if you are able to cover DSA at the same level as SD1 at role, plus low level things, plus system design, which is like high level understanding of how software application works, you will be easily able to crack the interview. Okay. How to prepare for the system design interview? So be clear with the basic concept, basic building block of the system. As a software engineer, you have to be very clear about when we will use a cache, when we will use, or even in cache, when we will use mem cache, or when we will use Redis cache. What are the trade-off in those systems? When you will use asynchronous event processing, when you will use synchronous event processing, what type of client you will use, whether you will use webhook or whether you will use HTTP request response thing. You have to be very clear about network component you are using, and what are the trade-off that it brings to your system. And most of the interviewer are interested in those trade-offs, why you are choosing a particular system over another system. So clear your basic concept. Most of this data will be available online, and you can do research. There are a lot many book written on it. Second thing is read research paper. So most of the companies release their research paper, and you can go through the research paper and blogs, and then you can understand how most of the company make those decisions. Okay. uh, so when you are reading those things, please be specific to understand why the company, or why the company engineers at the company decided to go with one problem or one solution over the another. Third thing is that if you are currently working in the company, try to make a like real world application. So system design is the skill which will come by practicing, which will come by building real system. So if you get an opportunity, take it, try to build a system which works. You will of course fail in many ways, and you will learn many things. So while working, you will learn. Again, next thing is that, so in the system design, what we really do is that we try to build a system, and this system is built by collaboration, where other people try to identify shortcoming of your design and help you to like cover those shortcomings. So there will be a brainstorming session between your peers, where you will discuss what you are thinking, and they will let you know what are the limitation of the thing you are thinking. And last, if you are going for the interview, again, practice mock interview. Why mock interview is important for the system design is that system design interview is not really an interview where you will ask something, like interview will ask something and you will get respond to the answer. It's a discussion between both the groups, and the discussion should route in a way that we find a optimal design of a system which really works in the fashion which interviewer wants. So you have to bring your interviewer on board with the discussion on the system you are designing. It will not be possible for like you to drag the system ahead without taking the input from the interviewer. Okay, so this is really important when you are like preparing for the system design. So what we need to cover on a high level for the system design interview: basic concept you need to be clear about networking, about component, whether it is a compute unit, whether it is a memory unit, whether it is a RAM or SSD or HDD. So you need to know when this component are used and what are the trade-off, like what are the pros and cons this system bring on our system, and what are the shortcoming of those systems. Okay, this will really help you in building the component. When you build a complete product, you know which component to use and where you will use it. And second thing is that read the research paper. Most of the company release those research paper. It is open, free of cost. You can read about it. If you get the chance, build a real world system that will teach you much more than anything else in the world. Third thing is that uh, find the peer groups who really want to talk about system designing, how a software application work. Brainstorm with them with your solution. Identify what are the shortcomings, and then moving next, practice mock interview. It is very important that before going to the actual interview, you should practice mock interview. So overall, like we covered most of the things. These are the most things which I want to cover in this session. My journey and how you cover DSA and system design. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me. And before my moving ahead to Q&A section, I want to put something. So Coding Ninja has 9 months of uh, full stack software development program, which is generally which is could be crucial point for you if you are starting your journey as a software developer and you do not understand how application works. So they will teach you completely end to end. Of course, this is a paid course, but there are some offers, some discount which is available to you. um, I will paste a link in the chat window. You can fill, if you are interested, you can fill that thing, and someone from the Coding Ninja will reach out to you, and you can talk to them, understand what is the scope of it, will it really help you or not, things like that. You can talk to them, and if you are interested, you think it makes sense for you to uh, like take those things, you can move ahead. Okay, so these are the things. Let's you can take those, talk with the representative from Coding Ninja. Moving ahead, you can put your question, question and answer in the chat window, and we can take it up from there, or you can put in the Q&A section as well as chat window. I'm opening a chat for all the question which you can have. Okay, good evening, some anonymous attendees. Ratnesh Ratnesh Kumar suggests some ATS tool. Ratnesh, there are a lot many ATS tool which are available free of cost, and they are equally good. So if you will search for the ATS tool on the Google, they you can find one. Okay, and there are many tools from many companies. All the companies which provide you the tool to create your resume provide a ATS tool. So you can take those tools, and there's no nothing like one company is providing better product than other. So all of them are equally good. uh, okay, we have couple of question on the chat window also. Okay, I am 2K18 pass out and have worked at Infosys for 6 years of experience in testing. Do I have a chance of migrating into Google, Amazon companies? So we have a candidate who is a 2018 pass out, having a 6 year of working as a test engineer at Infosys. One thing, any people who are working at service-based company, who are a test engineer doing manual testing or automation testing, please find out any product-based company, switch to it. Do not think about big tech. Just leave that company. That is very important because you are investing your crucial time there. So of course there is a chance for you with the 6 year of experience to come to big tech companies, but take a risk. Go ahead, start with the startup, start with the small scale companies, and try to take a switch first. Do not stay in company like Infosys, TCS for long. It is not good for your career. uh, uh, is it free or what? I'm not sure what Mohit is asking. Is it free or paid? Can I ask question? How much DSA knowledge is enough to start solving problem? You need a basic DSA knowledge, like you need to understand where stacks are used, how to write a stack, push pop things, and what is the time complexity. So you need a very basic things. You do not need to know internal implementation of stack, internal implementation of tree, things like that, because most of the libraries, there is a STL in Java, there is a Python library, there is a collection, I think, Java collection library, which provide all those tools. You need to only know how to use them. So you need basic DSA to start problem solving. Harsh Sani has a question. Sir, I have 2 years of experience but want to switch in MNC. Can this course help me to get the placement in MNC, and how? Yes. See, one of the toughest thing is to know the software development. If you know the software development, like going through career switch is quite easy. If you know software development and you will do little bit DSA, I think that plan will be there in Coding Ninja, how they can train it, and you can talk to them. Identify if these gaps are being fixed by those courses. You can, of course, get a good switch. Okay. Any free course with certification. See, most of the DSA course or course on system design provide you certification, but they are not worth it. Most of the things are like, for example, Coding Ninja is coding platform, why you will pay for it. The certificates, where certificates are important when you are doing some specialization, like you want to become cloud architect, you want to become AWS architect, then you take AWS given certificate, then they are really helpful. But in long run, if you are having a skill set, certification does not matter. You need to know, you need to have those skill set, nothing more than that. Okay. Simran has a question. I am with 4 year work experience working two service-based company, Infosys and TCS. My experience project will enough for applying the product benefit. Should I work on extra project? If you have solved a real world problem, so you will be able to apply and justify your role. So Simran, your question is more like that: if service-based experience is counted in product-based company or not? It is counted, it is considered, but you need to define those project in your behavioral round, because there will be question on your past project. So they should be really of the software domain. Uh, Rasika has a question. As experienced, my office project is very basic and low level. How to add value? Well, how to add value projects? If you think your company is not solving like good problems, first of all, try to create a project outside from your office work. You will get some time over the weekend or over the like off times. Try to identify right projects. We have a session where we discuss about what are the projects which we could consider implementing. For example, it should solve a real world problem. It should not be a copy of it. You should do a real world problem solving, where you design something, where you build something, where you write an API which has a database where user can interact. Think about uh, when you start creating a project, think about that you are a CTO of a startup, chief technical officer, and you are solving a technical problem, but not financial, not managerial. Your work scope is that you are solving a technical problem, and then try solving it. Do not create a project just because you want it in your resume. Create a project that you can sell to anyone. So I can give you example of many things. One of my friend created uh, internet download manager, which was a similar product, which is IDM, and if you are cracked, if you are not correct, that IDM was like free of cost. You can download anything using that. So that so find out the problem you have and try to solve it accordingly. Neeraj, Neeraj, there's a question, Neeraj, from Neeraj. I work as ASC at a small company. ASC is associate software engineer, and about 1 year complete. Currently learning DSA. Suggest what to do along with it. First of all, if you are doing any project in the company, Neeraj, you do not need to think about projects. You are good if you are solving, like actually solving any contributing to any company projects. That's okay. Just do DSA and lead coding. Rest is taken care. Try to create a roadmap for next 6 to 7 months to get a switch in a product based company. Not only like do not target a only Google or Meta or Amazon. Target product based company. Take a step by step process to reach to the top tech company. So create a 6 month plan. You are already working on a good project in a company, and then you do DSA and lead coding, and that will be sufficient. You need not to do extra anything extra. How to identify the tier of the company? Companies, there is nothing like tier of the company. There is a college tier, which is like available online, but there's nothing like complete tier. Companies are of two type: product based or and service based. Service based company make products for other company to use, and generally the company which asks this service company to make the product owns the IP of it. Basically, the product is owned by different company and software development is done by different company. Service based company really pays less, like they will not pay you a huge amount, uh, and a product based company whereas owns the product, and they sell this product as a service directly to customers, directly to end user. So these are the grouping of the companies. Okay, Rashika, please also suggest tech stack switching. Okay, Rashika has another question. Please also suggest tech stack switching. I am working in PHP and want to switch into Python, but I am getting rejected as a technically it is difficult. Python is not at all difficult, but if Python is very easy, far more easy than PHP. The one thing is that you have to do you have the projects in Python? Have you do you know Django or do you know Flask? Try to create a small project onto it. You will become comfortable with it. Okay, and once you are comfortable, just put it in your resume that you know it. Okay, there's an anonymous attendee. I worked as automation framework developer in Oracle. Want to switch into backend developer role? First of all, learn backend development role. You need to know about database. You need to know about APIs. These are the two things. And if you have experience, like 4 or 5 year of experience, then you may be needed to understand distributed system. But if you have less than 5 year of experience, do not need to learn about distributed system. Learn backend. It is very easy. You need to know one of the framework in backend and a couple of database, when to use MongoDB, when to use Codebase DBs, when to use MySQL, and try to build one project out of it, one or two project out of it. That's enough. And then if you want to come into the big tech companies, then do this, nothing else. Okay. Another Q&A questions. I have like a couple of questions on Q&A, and then I will take question from the chat. Anonymous attendee, I have worked experience of 3 years, 6 months. I got released last month from my previous company. I am upskilling myself in Udemy. How much time do I have to get a job? Big time company. I already educate. I already have education break between BTech and MTech 3 years. Is education gap and professional gap matters? I'm not getting a job call also. I'm applying on Naukri. First of all, one more mistake. Do not leave your current organization if you do not have the offer. Market situation are really not good. So you can't say that you will have the offer in next 3 months if you are not having like a job right now. It's create an extra pressure on you when you are trying to take a job switch. You are already struggling or already fighting on one front. Do not create another front for yourself. Just stay at a company, do as minimal work as you can, and still company do not fire you. They are happy about your work, and then focus on your switching job. It's never that you will leave one field and then start taking a switch from for another company. It does not work out in that way. In future also, keep in mind, do not leave your current company until unless you don't have an offer. Okay, now coming to your academic gap of BTech to MTech, 3 years will not be counted. No one will care about it. And at this time, particular time, if do not take a year gap of more than 1 year. Try to get any opportunity anywhere and join that company. Of course, you will join as fresher, so you will have a less number of less work to do at that company because you will be onboarding to the systems. So you can still prepare for your job. Okay, but never do never leave your current company without having an offer. Do not Second thing, do not apply through Naukri only. You can apply Naukri, plus you can do LinkedIn things, plus you can develop a network, which I talked about in one of the slide. Have as many as recruiter in your network. Talk to them, just ping them out of the box. Say hi, just send your resume, leave it. Do not expect much, but try doing it. Rohit Chaudhary, sir, currently I am pursuing my MCA, which will be completed in 2025. What do I do now? Uh, okay, you have limited of time as a like as a engineer. So I'll say find out startup company who are hiring and try to join them. In an early year of career, you want to learn a lot of things which startup can provide you. So you need to know one of the step which mostly startup works. It could be Mern stack or anything like that, and build one or two project and then try applying them. Add those project in your resume. It should outshine others, and just send the resume to the recruiters. Okay. Rathanesh, I worked as a Laravel developer. Does PHP still have the scope? It's hard to say. I don't see PHP scope. Most of the project we are seeing in the PHP are because there are system which is legacy system which are still working on PHP. I will suggest you to take a switch from that tech stack. Right? What type of project I need to create? We have a different session where we talk about it. I've just given an insight on it. Create a project, like think about your CTO, find out the project, like find out the software which you use, and create a freemium version of it, like build it in a GitHub, make it public, make it open source so that other can build and use it. Automatically, there will be traction and you will be able to run from all those things. Anonymous attendees, I have 1 year of experience as a SD1 in a product-based startup company where I worked on the backend in Node and Next.js in current and collecting notice period and suggest to current. Okay, you know the product development. You only need to know DSA and lead coding. Only do that. Apply in a back tech company. If you are worked in a good startup, you getting an interview call is quite high than others. If you have a startup experience, nothing more than that. Nothing you need to know. Yamini, working as a test engineer in a service-based company, but planning to change the domain and move in the product-based company. Good, Ramini, you can do it. If you like, first of all, leave the test